Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of June 5th through 11th of 2017. This week, on the 4th, we will see Mars enter the sign of Cancer. To know more about that, come visit me over on patreon.com, Tarot by Cecilia, and you will find in-depth tarot guidances there for such occasions. And I also will be breaking it down, what it means for your sign. On the 6th, Venus will enter Taurus, where it's back home again. And Mercury will also be going home to the sign of Gemini. There will also be Patreon guidances covering these as well. Then on the 9th, we will see a full moon in Sagittarius, which of course also warrants a special tarot guidance from me, and Jupiter going direct on the same day. Now, as far as Jupiter goes, I have done in this past year a Jupiter in Libra, which is available on Patreon, and also the Jupiter retrograde, which carries us through to Jupiter leaving shadow on September the 9th. So, this looks like a phenomenal week in the universe, people. Now, does that mean everything's perfect? No, absolutely not. But as far as progress, oh, yeah. You know, you're starting to feel, I want to say, protected, shielded is a good way to put it. All right, you know, to where you could, like, maybe you can breathe a little bit. You know, there's still a great deal of work to be done. We've been talking about this 3-month period that's coming up, where it really kicks in this month on the solstice at the 21st, and then carries you through to September, but with the real big turning point being at the total solar eclipse in Leo in August on the 21st. Okay, but this week you're just like, oh yeah, I can just breathe for a second. And it's only a second, okay? Because there's so much more to do. But you can see, like, oh my God, it's coming. I actually know that there can be a future that's much different than my past. And that's a big wow, okay? Like I said, there's a lot of work involved in this. And this week really has you trying to nail it all down, you know, as far as the details of how to work it out. I think you've known for a long time, okay, I have to do this, but you've been trying to figure out how. And it wasn't until that May 22nd time frame came in when we cleared, you know, Venus and Mercury shadow. But now this week we're seeing them back in their home signs where they feel comfortable. That's a big deal after everything that Venus and Mercury have just been through. So that list that you've had of what you've wanted to do and trying to figure out how to go about it, that's what I see you tackling this week. I mean, talking about, you know, that major organization in your life, whether it's physical, in the physical world, or what you're doing to just put everything in your life in order. This week, you're doing it. This week, you're really working on it. And I think it's because you know that it's going to take you somewhere really, really good. Now, there have been a number of things that have been extremely aggravating to you, where you just wanted to break free from the nonsense and just feel good about life. We've put the target date for that at September, somewhere between the 6th at the full moon, which is the harvest moon, or between that and the 20th at the equinox, okay? Because we've been talking about how much life shifts from equinox to equinox. It's a big, big difference where you wind up by late September. So, you know, I'm seeing that here. You're realizing that this is possible. It may get under your skin a little bit each day when you think about it, but I think it only motivates you more to work harder, to be honest with you. Because whereas before, and we've talked about this before as well, you had no problem with the life that went back 5 years or so ago, where, you know, you were doing it every day, whatever it was, you were content to live in that life. And then the universe came along and said, no. And you have been trying to figure out ever since, well, if it isn't this, what is it? What am I supposed to be doing? This is it here And now this is what's going on. You have entered into a major transition of your life. And I know people out there who are, not to say older, but they've already been through so much. They've been through decades of change and life's work and purpose, and it's been all uprooted. And they're having to basically start all over again and go into this new chapter. But this new chapter allows one to deal with stressful situations much better. So this week you're feeling that stress is lifting. Okay, I'm telling you, there's something that's just kind of taken care of where you're feeling like the universe has got your back a little bit. It's a good thing. It really truly is. Now, for some reason, as I was putting these cards down, I was focused toward the idea of intuition. And this intuition is tied into your future, okay? Almost like, I want to say life after death, but not the real death that everyone experiences in life. It's the death of an old situation, that type of a thing. I'm telling you, that stress is starting to go away. The new beginnings are arriving. This is, for some of you, like a phenomenal week of breaking out. What you managed to accomplish, what you managed to take control of, I'm like, wow. There's just no describing it here, all right? It's almost as if to say, you've been there, you've been there, you've been there. You're waiting for the moment. All of a sudden, that moment arrives. Boom. I don't know what it is. It could be the full moon, all right? Because there's that letting go. Because it's almost as though it's not so much that you clung to the situation that was holding you back, but you couldn't figure out, like, what do you grab onto when you let go of it? Because there was no safety net. There wasn't, and that's what that represents when I say the universe has your back. This week that safety net is there. Very interesting. It's putting an end to hard times. Now, I think that this still plays out in segments, okay? It's not that you managed to fix every single thing, because you have a list. And that's what I see you looking at this week, is the list. But there's one item. It's kind of like that series of dominoes, okay? Boy, if I could just do this, then I could do this, 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 and this. And that is what you've been trying to figure out. This week, you're getting it together. This week, you're getting yourself back out there, back out on the road, and ready and raring to go. I can't even begin to tell you, for you, I want to say, where are we right now? This is June, okay? It's really between, like, all this choosing is between June and September. And I've mentioned it already, that full moon on September the 6th. It's an important one. I think that intuitively, if you can keep that in your mind, as a target date for being, if full moons are for letting go of things, separating from things, and allowing yourself to eliminate, all right, you're in such a better position by then. So this week, it's starting to make sense when you look at that list. Something has been there. Like I said, the universe is putting a safety net in place for you to help you take that whole leap of faith to get to the next part. Because for some reason, as you've been going along, no matter how you knew what to do, but it just wasn't there. The impetus wasn't there to take that leap. There was something that was holding you back. Not anymore. I'm amazed by this, okay? It's like we've been waiting for that moment it's like a jumping off point to the future. And change is coming. It's interesting because change comes through choices and, just trying to find your way, really, as far as decisions. And there's still so much hard work that's involved. The decisions are important. And one of the things that I've noticed is people learning to choose differently. I have said this so many times. Oh my goodness. But you know what? I think one of the big things this week also is Jupiter going direct and allowing you to pick up some steam, say by the time we get to the solstice. And then you just keep on rolling throughout the season, you know, the next season that's coming. So I'm telling you, it's just it. This is the point. I hope that everyone is ready because the work has been put in. Okay, that's important to know. The challenges still remain, but you're ready for them now. This is where you start knocking them down. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. This week, and I think this week you can get a big one out of the way. And there is no other way to explain it other than if you sit down and you write down everything that you're trying to do in your life, and you say, okay, well, doing this one, doing the third one on the list requires this, this, and this. Okay, that needs to be on the list as well. It has to go higher up than that in order to get to C. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of getting that list arranged in the order of how you have to do things. And that's important. There's a lot of organization involved in this and figuring it out and making it happen. But breakthroughs are coming. They are definitely coming. There's just that where you have felt like, oh, I don't know. It's hard to put. It's not as much about responsibility as it is just for so long, for so many years. You just, like, you're tired of carrying all of that, okay? Whatever's been happening, whatever's been going on. And it's left you feeling trapped. And it took you a while to find solutions. It's I think the best way to put it this week is that things are just starting to gel. And that if you're really in tune with what's going on in your life and you're really working on it, you are really making progress. You know, I don't want to say that you're going to run out in the streets and be going, wahoo, wahoo, but who knows, you might. You know, it's that kind of a thing where I think now you will feel like this week, next week, whatever, as this month progresses, that you can kind of start to really think those hopes and dreams could materialize. Because that's what I'm seeing. It's like September, all right? That's a possibility that you reach a very important goal. And when you look at, I'm telling you, the list is the key to the whole thing. And you're figuring out how to put it in order. Maybe you want to move. Maybe you need a new job. Maybe you need a new vehicle. You know, maybe you need new clothes. But when you start looking at it and go, oh yeah, well, I need new clothes so I can go get a new job. I need a way to get there, but do I get the vehicle first? Or do I go find the job first and then get the vehicle? See, that's the kind of assessing that you're doing this week. You're getting that list in a chronological order type of thing where the universe has, you know, presented you like, you can do this now. And this helps get the ball rolling. And this is what puts you out there where it's not just a daydream anymore. You can make that dream become reality. The only thing that bothers me is that maybe doubting yourself, you know, around your success. You know, if you're going to be pessimistic, you're going to have difficulty in seeing. And those fears need to be released. And I'm hoping that you can do that with this full moon. Okay, that's going to be really important. It is doubting your success. I think confidence is definitely something you need in your corner. Okay, like I said, Jupiter coming back online. Jupiter is a big deal here. Jupiter is helping to give you the tools wherever Jupiter is poised to help you. And I recommend going and listening to those 2 Jupiter videos on Patreon. That will help you understand. Because between now and October the 10th, you have Jupiter in a certain position to help you out with some things. And I would have to venture a guess that it's right where it needs to be. Okay? You may not have realized it, but I do believe that's the case. So how do you make things fair? Right? In relationships and creating balance. this is a much more pleasant week, week in the universe, is what I want to say. All right, having two planets enter their home sign for a while, it feels good. It's not as frustrating, and there is just like you're looking at life differently. This is good. All right, there are still, through the end of the year, things that you're dealing with Saturn. Okay, so it might also be in your best interest to understand Saturn and go check out that Saturn retrograde video as well. And the reason that I'm saying that is that, it doesn't go direct until August 25th. And it's not going to leave Sagittarius until later in December. So you see what I'm saying? You have choices to make, all right? But you want to be making the right ones in the right areas. And I think it just kind of helps it all go right along. I'm telling you, this week is like the beginning of the domino effect in your life. Once you get that first one going, it keeps on going. This is a very important moment for you. Things continue to get easier this month, but I still feel that that target date of September the 6th is an important one. There's a change that comes in after that we haven't totally gotten to it yet, but we know it's coming. There's something awesome in that time frame that none of us have anticipated. And, when the time comes and we get a little closer, we will see what it is. Because it's really, most of the change is coming in August. But you're starting to move forward now. And one of the things, and I brought this up back at the new moon in Gemini on May 25th. Okay, you have all these changes going on, and you're here this week figuring out how you're going to do it, how you're going to organize your life. But here's the thing. I feel as though, even though a lot of changes that you make are going to be visible to some people, maybe not to everyone, the thing of it is that you don't want to advertise it, all right? Say you make a change, and it helps you check something off the list, but then you have to work on the rest of it. My gut has been telling me for a while that you need to keep it, under your hat, that kind of thing, under wraps. It's not for everyone to know what exactly you're doing. They may see you doing things, and they may think they know the purpose for your doing them. And it sounds like sneaky and secretive. But it's not in a bad way. This goes back to the protection in the beginning of this reading. All right? It's your way of protecting yourself. The universe is working to protect you. And you need to make sure that not everybody in the world knows your business. That includes Facebook, okay? Not everybody needs to know everything you do. Every time you do something, change something, meet someone, did you ever notice those things just don't seem to work out? I really want to wish all of you a lot of luck with getting that list together this week, because it just shows me that as you work on this, the month of August, my goodness, we have so much to talk about. I mean, this month we have so much to talk about. I have an excessive number of extra tarot guidances to do that go more in depth with what's going on in your life. And I'm telling you, there is that creating of those hopes and dreams and the success. And I really think that you're going to see success that allows you to move forward at the solstice. And that's coming. It's not that far off. So say, welcome back, Jupiter, and be ready to receive. So I want to thank you all very much for listening. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon, and I'll see you here again real soon. Take care.